are on our walking tour of Hanoi. We have currently been to the statue of the man who moved people from Ninh to Hanoi, because Ninh used to be kind of where all the important people were back in like ancient times, and then in 1010 they moved to Hanoi, and Hanoi is now the capital of Vietnam. We visited the lake, and also they have a kind of a church that's sort of modelled to look after the Notre Dame. And Hanoi is also known often as Little Paris, because obviously when the French were here in Vietnam and they put so much influence into so much of Vietnam, and they tried to make Hanoi look like a little Paris. So there's one part of Hanoi which is the old quarter, and then they also have another part which is the French quarter. And now we are just making our way through the street, and we're on our way to an egg coffee making demonstration. So Vietnam is also famous for its egg coffee. Me and Lauren have had it before in Saigon and Ho Chi Minh, and now we are on our way to make our own egg coffee and then taste some afterwards, which I'm very excited for. Me and Lauren actually really likes the egg coffee, and they also have apparently a peanut butter coffee, which Kevin, our tour guide, recommends, and I really like peanut butter. Running for the road. Hanoi is looking good so far. It's a bit of a shock to come back to a city again after travelling through Vietnam, but it's definitely a lot less intense than Ho Chi Minh was. Feels more local. There's so many nice like independent shops and everything. We've got a week and a half here in Hanoi, so we have a lot of time to explore, and I think we'll just like mooch and pop into different places and find lots of different hidden gems throughout our time. We've also got Michelle and Chloe for our week and a half in Hanoi, so we're going to be spending some time with them, which will be fun, and then they're heading on to New Zealand afterwards, but then Australia, so hopefully we'll meet up again in Australia. It'll be like, yeah, frequent visitors on the channel. Making our egg coffee, coconut syrup, rum, egg, coffee.
Do for freezing for an example, my friend. Yeah, but try something like that.
I wonder which one is better. We had our egg coffee making class. We actually didn't really like it as much as the egg coffee that we had in Ho Chi Minh, but I suppose it depends how you like your coffee. It got a little bit too bitter for us at the end. We prefer the eggy bit at the top, which I don't know, might be controversial. But we've headed back to the hotel. We've got a couple of hours before we need to meet our group again. Got ourselves 2 banh mi's for 40,000 dong each, and we're gonna sit in bed and eat our banh mi's and watch some YouTube. We've got tuna salad banh mi's. They just smell like a tuna baguette. It's a little bit like a Subway. The elevator lift here takes so long. We went back to the hotel, ate our banh mi, which was delicious. I had a 10-minute nap, and now we have made it to the famous Hanoi train street. This is also one of the most famous things to do in Vietnam / Hanoi. We did a sort of train street in Bangkok, however that is going through a market. I think this might be a little bit nicer. It's sort of going through all the little cafes and things. So Kevin, our tour guide, has bought us, not bought us, he's booked us a table at one of the cafes along here. So we are upstairs on the balcony. Got one of the best views in the house. I've just ordered a mango smoothie. Hi Kevin!
No, but it wasn't.
It's just about to turn past. Who knows if the train will be on time. The street is really filling up now, so if you want a good seat, I'd probably recommend coming about half an hour before the train is meant to come. And everyone's putting their beer bottle caps down on the tracks, so when the train comes it'll squash them, and I assume then they can take it away as a souvenir. That's quite cool, but look how busy it is getting now. Definitely getting busy. People getting all their pictures on the track. That was so cool. I got the shock of my life. It came so much closer than I expected, and was also quite big. Like, we were on the 2nd floor at the balcony, and it came all the way up to like where we were sitting, and some people were touching it from the balcony. It was absolutely insane. So much better than the one in Bangkok in my opinion. We're just taking some pictures and we're heading back to the hotel again before our last dinner out tonight. It's so sad. These past 13 days have absolutely flown by. I don't know what we're gonna do without Kevin and everyone that we met in the tour. It's been so lovely. There's a few people staying a bit longer in Hanoi, so it'll be nice to hang out with them. I can't believe it's come to an end. I really recommend TruTravels if you're looking at doing any kind of travel, especially solo travel. So me and Lauren obviously came in a 2. 2 other girls came in a 2. One group of girls came in a 3. But everyone else came by themselves, and we had a group of 20 people. So that's quite a lot of people solo traveling, and now they're like all friends, hanging out. And you also bump into so many people doing the same route if you're doing like Southeast Asia or anything popular like that. Really do not let that put you off. I really recommend TruTravels. It is the final TruTravels night out, so we are dressing up. I've gone for this little number which never fails me. Put a little bit of makeup on, which is the most I've probably put on this whole time, but I have been wearing makeup more than I thought I would, and I kind of wish I'd brought lashes, but it's fine, we'll roll with it. My hair is my hair, and Lauren is dressed up as well. We're going for 2 very different vibes, however we look very cute. Last night. I hate us. Me and Lauren have had a lovely brunch at Lifted Coffee. We both got shakshuka. I got vanilla latte, which is probably the best coffee that I've had here so far. I missed the latte. Lauren got a Vietnamese coffee with condensed milk. And now we've walked to Don Juan night market, although we went inside. There's like an inside bit and it was still all there, and it's not night, but we went there and it was quite funny, like all the t-shirts with English translations and things. We only saw one group of other white people, and I don't know, we didn't feel the most welcome. I don't know if many people spoke English, because we tried to ask how much a top was, and she told us on her phone on the calculator, but then like nobody's getting you to buy anything the way that they are in a normal market. Me and Lauren were interested in like this matching top and shorts set. All the stalls are really small, like you could only kind of fit the owner and like one person in. So there was a lady in the stall for about 10 minutes buying something, so me and Lauren waited in like the stall next door, and she left and we entered the stall. Obviously we didn't know how much English she spoke, and Lauren was like, oh, the brown one over there, and the lady just went, no. So apparently we're not allowed to buy anything ever again in Vietnam. I don't want us to buy. Like there's no clue why. There was also a shirt like hanging up and I just touched it and it fell. I was like, oops, picked it up and the woman was like, oh, I missed that. Yeah, you didn't see that. No. And then after that I was like, get me out of here now. Yeah. I was like, sorry. Not our favourite market today, but definitely an experience. There's like 3 different floors. The top one is children's wear, middle one is like ladies' clothing, some men's but mostly ladies, and then the bottom is like accessories, luggage, bags, hats, makeup, things like that. But it's so crowded that you can't even browse. There's always people behind you waiting, and they're carrying like big boxes, they're carrying their lunch to their stall. I don't know how you went to buy anything in there. Good morning everyone. It's been a couple of days since my last clip. We haven't really done anything, but today we're going to make the most of our day. We've walked out towards the lake and we are going to visit this temple on the lake. I'll put the name of the temple here. We've covered up and excited to go and see some of it. It looks beautiful. We can see some of the Chinese influence here. This architecture is incredible. I've got my ticket. It is 30,000 VND for an adult, 15,000 if you're a student. We didn't want to try uni days, we just paid for adult. The temple is out on a little bridge. You walk out into a little bridge into a little island in the middle of the lake. Look at the size of the fruit on that tree. See? It's so pretty, so peaceful. And then I start talking. This temple was erected in the 19th century, mainly as a homage to one of their military leaders, the best I believe. I've done a little bit of research, and also it's got a lot of influence from the Chinese people when Vietnam also used to be part of China. So you can see that all around here, and also the statues inside are very Chinese looking. There's a lot of like offerings and things inside, probably the most offerings I've ever seen inside a temple of like food and things. There are 2 turtles in there because they also believe that turtles are like a symbol of longevity, one of the most sacred animals in Vietnam. And there are 2 different types of turtles that used to live in this lake, I believe. They've basically taken 2 random ones, I think, but one of each species, and preserved them after they died. One died in 2016 and one died in 1967, and they have preserved them and displayed them inside this temple. Me and Lauren went back to Banh Mi Po to get our favourite tuna salad banh mi. This is unreal. We wanted to go and get one again yesterday, but they were out of tuna, and we were scared to go to another one in case they were also out of tuna. So it's like a chain. There's like a few in Hanoi we walked past. Bread is so good. The rest of the banh mi bread hasn't been my favourite, but this is amazing. There's like tuna, a little bit of mayo, salad, olives, amazing. And now we've just found a little bench by the lake. Got an amazing view. It's lunchtime. Time to relax, Lauren. Cheers! The next stop on our tourist day in Hanoi There are 2 lakes in Hanoi. The one that we went to a second ago with the temple in the middle was a smaller lake. Here we have taken a grab to the bigger lake. It seems a lot busier here. We have our next temple of the day. We go through the gateway and then the temple is on the other side. We're about to find out how much it is to get in as well. Lauren's just putting her shirt on. We're ready. Again, it seems a lot of different Chinese influence in this one as well. It is 10,000 dong. Got our tickets ready to go. I asked Kevin on our TruTravels tour what these square flags meant, and he was telling me that they are for whenever a temple is nearby, they will put up the square flags to let you know that it is a temple. We just walked through the entrance. They've got a little QR code you can scan, and then it comes up on your app like a little virtual reality tour of the temple. That's crazy. I mean, I don't really know what any of it means. Oi Val, way in. Let's go. This temple was built in the year 1010, which is absolutely ridiculous, and it was meant to be a frontier gate defending the city. There was a lot of sort of Chinese statues inside, well, like the other one, and offerings and things people will leave, like food and drink, as well as incense and money. The inside of that was actually quite small, so was the other one at the island, but now we're just going to walk around the grounds. They're always such peaceful places to be, and even though you can still hear the traffic in the background, it's nice to come in away from the city. We have just crossed the road across to the big lake. You can see all the skyscraper skylines, but it's a bit hazy. And then our last stop is the pagoda, which we can't actually see yet, so I'm not entirely sure where it is because Google Maps says it's just like along here and then on a little island. Just look at this skyline, like against the water. That's incredible. So pretty. I did not know Vietnam could look like this. We have arrived at our next temple, the pagoda. It's looking gorgeous, and this walkway seems really good to get pictures with all the lanterns and everything, but I don't know if you can see how many people there are. This is definitely the busiest out of the 3 so far, I think. Wow. Or is everyone just queuing up for the photos? Hard to tell. Just walked in through the little path and the gate back there. As you can probably tell, this one is sort of out on the lake a little bit as well. They seem to like creating little islands for their temples and pagodas here. I think this one seems free so far. There was a sign about how the pagoda was built for the people and they're appreciative of any like donations and things, but I think this is free because there she is. The intricacies on these is always beautiful, but also I noticed, I don't think I've ever seen a temple with like brick before, which is quite cool. None of these temple complexes have been very big, however, for some reason I think this is my favourite. Not even really sure why. There's a little bit that you can walk alongside there, go in, take your shoes off, look at some Buddhas. Overall, like, this is just really impressive. Really like this one. The only one that's free. Tran Quoc Pagoda is the oldest pagoda in the city, originally constructed in the 6th century. The pagoda is one of the main parts of the Tran Quoc Temple, for it holds the important monks' ashes. Most of the pagodas were made in the 17th century, and monks have lived at the Tran Quoc Pagoda for centuries, teaching the way of Buddhism to the public. Before the visitors start arriving, the monks pray at multiple shrines spread around the grounds. Monks do not get married and therefore do not live with their families at the pagoda. Thanks, Wikipedia!